Everybody, evening, welcome to RocksAlot. How's everybody doing? Let's get a little extra light, see how the chat goes. Let's do that, and we're good. So I'm trying to hook up my computer at the same time. Um, and I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see. I think it's going to work. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay. Got a few different things to do today, and a couple of comparisons to do. Some new material that I haven't cut before, Natrolite. That's Natrolite. And I got a few pieces of it. Never cut it before. Hi there, welcome in. And that is Natrolite. So hopefully some of the pinks will come out a little bit better when I get into cutting it. Thank you for the thumbs up. A little pinker on the back there, but it's got a hole in the back. Hey Tog, how you doing? Yeah, I'm on time, which isn't bad. Which means I actually finished my week this week, which is great. So yeah, I just got finished up. And if I disappear every now and then, it's because... What? Okay. Trying to get into my computer at the same time. And it's not doing it yet, but it might soon. So let's get that. So they call this the Pink Larimar. I don't know if it's stromatolite, thompsonite, or natrolite. On the invoice, they called it natrolite. And actually, I did read up a little bit about it. So what do we have? Pink natrolite originated from volcanic basalt formations in Java, Indonesia. Well, it's Java, so that's good. Java lava. As lava cooled, gas pockets formed. I wonder if maybe we can show it. I don't know if you can read. Yep, you can read, sort of. And formed within the rock. Over time, mineral-rich fluids entered these cavities, allowing fibrous natrolite crystals to grow outward in radiating patterns from central points. So this is where they get the comparison, I think, to well, that in the back is Larimar. So people have compared this material, sort of calling it the new Pink Larimar, but it's completely different area. This is from Indonesia. It is volcanic. The only part about this that may be volcanic is that the bark on this got carbonized. But it does have those sort of radiating patterns, the pectolite. So this is a Larimar specimen. And I polished that up. Did a peekaboo at the other end, and I might one day finish that end as well. I thought the specimen was too nice to chop up. So I just keep it as a display. And I worked really hard for that. So when the material is cut and polished flat, these radiating crystal structures reveal beautiful circular or orbicular formations, natural growth patterns created entirely by the stone's internal structure. These eyes are not separate inclusions, but cross-sections of delicate crystal sprays formed for millions of years ago within volcanic environments. And that is our education for today. But I mean, if you want to get a quick screenshot of that, you can. Or would you rather I just, hey Star. Hi Star, thank you so much for yesterday. So if you guys don't know Star Winter, she's over in England, and she's a wonderful lady. And she lives up north, and she takes us out in the garden, shows us around some of the local museums, And we get to see the plant life, the insect life, and the bird life around the north of England. And she has some, well, at this point, they're probably pet pigeons. And she did a great little live premiere yesterday of one of the giveaways that we did. And it was the petrified egg, and then Freckle Cat had made something to send over with it, and she opened that up and did a whole little adventure for us yesterday, which was fabulous. So if you follow Star Winters 1484 right there, you can go onto her channel. She puts up shorts all the time, and they're just really fun, and they kind of cheer you up during the day. So yeah, Larimar in the back. I have a piece of turquoise that it's been in my pocket for I don't know, for like 5 days. So I carry rocks around in my pockets. This is an ugly piece of turquoise, but I don't know, might turn into something. It's got sort of a seam going right there, sort of around the bottom there. And then I got some greenage, which is actually a turquoise from Sam over at Specialty Cabs and Block. We might get around to cutting another piece of Sam's minty Variscite lookalike. I need to get this finished on the next 3 wheels. It's almost done. And this is a gorgeous piece of Kingman. Really nice. And then over here I have, it's a piece of Kingman. I don't know if we'll get to that. We'll see. I really want to get into this. So I think we'll just start with this right away, actually. Why not? Let me do a turnaround here. So yeah, I just brought the Larimar because they were comparing it to Larimar. So I guess it's similar in these little pockets. This is pectolite with copper, which is why it's blue. It's Dominican Republic. And this is Natrolite volcanic. So filling volcanic voids. And this is Indonesia. So never cut it. We'll see how it cuts. I'll put my Larimar away there. Let me see if this computer's working behind me. Well, the volume's working. Do that. That. I'll get the volume down. Sorry for this sidetrack. I've never tried putting my computer on at the same time that I'm doing a live. So if I lose you guys, I apologize. So live says live right there. Let's see what's going on. This way I might be able to see the chat, but I don't know if it's going to work. All right. So really, we just cut a piece. I'm sorry to hear that. We just cut a piece last week, somewhere in here. Yeah. I have misplaced it because I got a big bag. Where's the big bag gone? Yeah. So we did some of these last week, actually. Let's bring you in anyway because I'm going to get onto the wheels. So no, it is not plugged in. I do have it behind me, and we'll see how it does because we've got, of course, the new wonderful car insurance that we have to have. We get followed around by the phone, so I'm not sure if that's going to use up a lot of the charge right here. So we'll see. Let's bring you in over here. Whoop. Let's do that. Get you close-ish, and then a little bit of this. This is what we're going to be working on. Let me pull one of these out. All right, I think we're good to go. How's everybody doing? Hey, Candy, how you doing, sir? Star, yeah, we got good friends in here. Excellent. A little bit of extra water. I'm hoping, so I'm going to go from this side that has the little sections in it. Let's get that. if I can get into chat. Boom. So I'm behind. Let's see what happens. No. There we go. Let's see what happens. My computer's way behind. My Wi-Fi is way behind what I'm doing on here. So maybe I'll be able to catch you guys. All right, let's get this going. Come on, Genie. All right, Genie is working. Yeah, I am too, Star, actually. Oh, maybe it's going to fall. Everything seems to be falling over here. That'll work. That'll be fun. So, have no idea how hard this is or anything. We will be able to tell from the noise. If you've been with us before, we can tell hardnesses just by how it screeches. And let's see. Not soft, not hard. So not as hard as an agate, but definitely harder than like a turquoise. And I'm just going to go around the edge and clean it up. Hey Desiree, how are you? Yeah, I hope so. We'll see what happens. Never cut this before. Okay, this is pretty hard stuff. Natrolite. Let me just take that little nugget off of there. Try and clean this up around here, and then we'll take the top down a little bit, see if we can get some more pink coming out of it. Hi everybody, thanks for the thumbs up there. I'll be happy if we get it. I got 3 pieces of this, so if I get 1 cab out of it, so and I gotta be careful of is I'm pressing pretty hard. I'm doing pretty good, Desiree. Hoping your package gets to you soon. I haven't checked it, but it should be there fairly soon. And then I also managed to get Star's package off to England. So both you and Star have very good taste. The block material, you know, that's so-so, and it's definitely a sort of piece-by-piece sort of personal taste on those. But the tower, the ring stone that you bought with the tower of the Royston on it is a really good pick. And the thing about that is that if you, at some point, are doing your, you know, you get into lapidary like you talked about, you could always maybe cut the tower off and completely cab it over if that's what you wanted to do. But I thought it was just a very unique piece. Yeah, I do too. And it turned in that it looked like it was the, you know, the Devil's Tower from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And that wasn't done on purpose. But it had some really good energy to it. So far this is a little bit different than Larimar in that the pectolite, because of the sort of the stars in the formation, so really a Larimar, it'll start in the middle and expand out, so you can see the sort of striations in there, and it sort of explodes out. Well, when you're cutting this, it tends to like to fracture down those lines. So Larimar can be a pretty tricky material try and cut. And so I don't know if this material is going to be the same and that it wants to sort of fracture where the white is around the little specks in there. So far so good. And I'd like to get the little bits of leftover matrix out just to make it cleaner. But you can kind of see from the side, we get a little bit more color in there. Don't think I need to go as far down at the bottom, but you can kind of see some of the pinks showing. So this is pretty interesting stuff. That was your live. Yeah, it can get pretty frustrating, Todd. Sometimes even with these lives, they take days. and really, I put the lives up for my own knowledge, sort of my own historical knowledge of how the channel's going. But I also do it because I think one day, when it's really rainy outside or I get a lot of time, I'm going to go through them all and re-edit them and make them into nicer videos, but it gives me a lot of content to work with sometime down the road. Now, you won't get that personal touch like you have right now, though. Alright. I'm going to concentrate on what I'm doing. And that, see, so that helped me a little bit. I can see people's messages on the computer behind me. But the battery on that's even worse than my battery on the phone. So it's just a test. And then I've got a couple more weeks of boot camp. We really didn't do anything for Memorial Week. And then, yeah, after I finish, I get to be part of the YouTube partnership program, which is really helpful when I have issues or I need new ideas. And then also, I get a swag bag from YouTube, so I'm interested to see what that's going to be. And everybody that's just hanging out, if you go over to that Opal guy's channel, he does a lot of Opal, mostly Opal. Does some unboxings because a lot of people send him stuff. And one day we're going to persuade him into buying some sort of lapidary machine. We'll see. They're expensive, so it's difficult. So I have to try and, I don't know how this goes. I don't know if I try to pull this little sort of spots out, whether it just goes all the way through the stone. So if you look at the top and look over, got a little dibbity dinky going on there. And I don't know if that goes all the way through, but there's really only one way to find out. So I'm going to do the edges first, just to get them started. Where I don't want it to fracture out or splinter out, chip out. Wow, that was quick. So that's weird. So, wow, that was weird. So, I wonder why that is. So going from a side angle, it's pretty hard. So this must be like a structural thing in the material that I just learned. I don't know if it's the same with every piece, but fairly hard just going straight on this edge. But as soon as I went to an angle, it just plowed through it. I mean, it plowed right through it. So, yeah, it could be. It could be. So that was quick. No, that's interesting. I don't know how to explain that. So while I was digging around, finding some sort of educational information about this stone, I happened to come across sort of a rock hounding turquoise page. And little did I know that there may be some turquoise in my local vicinity, which I have never, ever, ever heard anybody ever say. So, I'm going to have to get on my mud shoes and start clambering through a few local creeks and see what I can find. Okay, so keeps the pattern really well. It actually gives some diagonals in there, which is really neat. And then we got rid of one of the spots. And now we need to see if that middle spot's going to come out. Very weird. So I gotta be careful I don't make this whole stone just like disappear. So I think I'm going to move on to the next wheel here. I know, but I've never heard anybody ever say that. It makes sense because there was a lot of phosphate mining around this area. In fact, it was one of the biggest phosphate areas in the world, probably during the 60s and 70s. Not so much anymore. Maybe I need to go find an old quarry or something. Anyway, they actually mentioned my area, and I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Which of course Freckle Cat loves, because that means going to the parks and stuff. I've done the creeks looking for shark's teeth and everything, and there's diamonds in the north of England. Actually, there's a lot of stuff to find in the north of England, especially with the metal detector up in them hills. A lot of Viking history up that way. It's really odd. So look, I'm pressing pretty hard. This stone is not disappearing. And that's just me going flat on. And I guess that's part of like engineering. So the way you would build a bridge, whether it's in hexagons or triangles, it gives it support in one way but not necessarily in another. Well, so there is a secret spot up where the windbreeze are. Okay. I've never been to this spot. So when my dad passed away, and it's 25, 30 years ago, they kept half of his ashes down south, and the rest of his ashes they took up Pendle Way and scattered up there somewhere in the Pennines. And I've never been to where they scattered his ashes. But when they scattered his ashes, and it's probably the only spot up there, but they planted a whole bunch of daffodil bulbs, which I'm not sure they were meant to do that, but they did. So somewhere up there, there is a spot close to where the witches are, where the daffodils grow. It sounds like a whole mystery, doesn't it? But it's true. I wish I'd done more metal detecting growing up, I really do. Hi Addie, how you doing today? Thanks for coming in today. Really appreciate that. It was the end of my week, even though it was sort of a short week, so we're starting to get there. And now I'm gonna do the little pull out, which is sort of the click for Steve. Cleaning up the edges. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get that middle spot out. And that would be the top of my dome anyway, so I'm gonna hit the wheel in the middle and pull it out to the edge, and then slowly turn the stone around. Okay, it's gonna come out. Not getting quite as bright pink as I would like it. I'm sure every piece is a little bit different. And Desiree, I did put a couple of pieces that you could work on. I know you said you got a new polisher, so I put in a piece of, well, I'm not going to tell you. You'll see. If you have any questions about it, just reach out to me. I put in a material that I thought would be easy to work as one of your first materials. Yeah, I really wish my brother would give me some coordinates for when I go over there. Slowly coming out. Like if that ended up staying, it wouldn't drive me crazy. But look how spiderwebby that is. That's actually really neat. So taking off that sort of outer skin, and you can see the sprays. So now, like with this one, you can see the spray, and that's where that similarity to Larimar is. So I come across the Larimar block, so I'll bring out the rough. Alright. 21 people in, 12 thumbs up. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, I'm just taking ugly rocks and making them look a little bit prettier. Hey Romania, how are you? Howdy. Yeah, this one's interesting. I don't know if you saw Dave's last sale. It was actually Jeff L's sale. Jeff comes across some really good materials. So I think they do one sale a year for Jeff. That was the first one in a little while. I'm gonna make sure my girdle has a right angle. I'm just getting a basic shape on this. Not exactly where I like it yet. Pretty cool. Maybe that is the spider. Maybe we'll just pull that little dot the spider. Alright, let's move over. And see how many seconds behind I am. I'm lagging on my own computer like 20 seconds. That's the difference between. So if any of you go live, I would suggest going live with your phone service, or at least my phone service works better going live than my Wi-Fi. Maybe just I have crappy Wi-Fi, I don't know. But I guess this is 5G or whatever. Probably shooting frequencies through my brain as we're doing this. But pretty happy with this. I think I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll work on something else. Because we like to mix it up a little bit. So I have a few more pieces that we'll do another time. So let's get a picture of that one. Oh yeah, very nice. Sea creature. Let's do that. Where are we gonna go next? Let's do this big ugly turquoise thing. This was part of Sam's rough material. It almost looks like might be similar to the one that Star got. But I don't know what's going to happen with this stuff on top. The bottom looks probably the best. So it's got some color in there. I think we'll do a little. I gotta get a mask on for this one. As soon as I touched that wheel, I could smell the stabilization in it. Different smell than the Kingman. Alright. Let's see how we do. I don't know if it doesn't break. Pretty muddy. It's sort of a top layer. And I can't get a blade through that. That'll just all break off. So it's got a sort of a top layer. Where'd that go? Here. Right there. It's definitely different than the bottom. I don't know. Let's just go at it and see what happens. No promises on this one. That bottom's got color. Look how muddy it is now. Really dark. I don't know if this... I don't think the light area is going to turn into anything, but you never know. Let's bring this around here. Let's get rid of that. Hi everybody, welcome in. Really appreciate you being here. If you're new, I go live on Thursday evenings, 6 Eastern Standard Time. I usually come on Sundays at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time too. Yeah, hit the subscribe and you'll get notified about it. If not, just hang out, see what we're doing. Because right now I'm seeing this for the first time too. I'm sort of pre-shaping it just in case there is something in here. And if not, then I have this beautiful cab on the back, which we might just use this anyway. Let's flatten it out a little bit. Really dark. Alright. A little bit more. And now we're going to see if there's anything worth keeping. Here we go. Pretty soft. Just going to work around. I do have an apron on and I do have a back brace. So I have one of those elastic shoulder pullers. It's like a figure of 8 and you just put it around your shoulders. Just helps me stay straight while I'm cutting. Really odd. I mean, I wish I could keep some of the light. I think it's going to disappear. This is all undercut. Alright, let's pull more of this top down. okay. I don't know if I can keep that. That's the problem. It's so thin. That's metal right here, here, over here. Got a big indentation over here. Patchy there. Hole over here. There's a lot of work. No, I like that lighter color right there. See if we can get rid of that hole. So that hole's gone. Okay, so I got a little bit to work with. Definitely different. So that's going to need to give a shout out. Robert's going to be on tonight, so Global Prospecting will be on about 9 o'clock tonight. I've missed him the last few weeks. Been doing these lives, eating, and then putting up a short, and then pretty much going to bed. Maybe not quite. Put some water in here. Yeah, I'm hoping to keep some of that light in there. I don't know if it goes through it. I mean, it's kind of a little lighter right there. I don't know. I gotta get that out. How do we get that out? Trying to make it a little bit more oval. I'm not a big fan of like straight sides and then semicircle on the end. Taking up quite a lot of material, trying to bring it down to a girdle on the edge. Look how dark that is. Oh, these darker pieces are a lot more sort of organic looking to me. A little more earthy. Doing a wide wiggle waggle. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hope you all had a short week. It's muddy. It's not, well actually it's not crazy soft, it's soft. I mean, it's softer than the last stuff we were working on. Sure. Give me 1 second here. Let's see if we can go in a little bit. There we go. Actually, if I can keep some of these little blossoms in there with the mossy going through it, it's really different. I mean, I've got to get this. How do we deal with this? How do we deal with that and not turn it in to that straight side that I'm talking about? It's definitely getting smaller. Very different, isn't it, still? Alright, so we're almost there. So you see, I brought it in a little bit more. I'm trying not to straighten that edge, which means I have to take off here all the way around the corner and all the way around the top. Which does make the stone smaller, but when I go, I can dome that into, I can dome this little crevice out of here, hopefully. Let's do it. Once I get that out of the side, the edge, then I know what the how I can work the surface, the face. So let's bring the girdle down because it's still a little bit high. And I haven't flattened the back out yet, and I really need to do that. Flattening out the back is going to make the stone thinner. Yeah, we're getting there. Hi everybody. Oh, we're doing great for a Thursday. Even the colors down here, look at that. So where does that go? It disappears. And it goes up in there. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so that little line go. So it's still there. I'm not worried about it. It's almost just like it's healed. I don't know if it comes around to the front here or not, but I'm not too worried about it. Alright, we're almost ready for the next wheel. Alright, let's see how much is left on the front here. Definitely different. Still got that little bit there. I gotta get that out somehow. I have to bring it in a little bit more. pretty much got it out. Now I gotta go around the whole stone and level out that girdle to the same height, and then we can move on. But the more of the work that I can do on this lower grit wheel, the quicker the next ones will be. So. Hi everybody. We're losing some of that light color. It's pretty neat though. Still a little mossy. You can see with the mossy, it's a little grittier. You see that? But we're gonna take all this down. It's a little close, isn't it? Ooh. Let me get a picture just in case I lose it. All right. So this one's definitely more organic, sort of earthy tones, little explosions of turquoise going through it. The back is actually really lovely too, and could definitely be sort of almost double-sided. So you see that's still gritty. So gotta keep going. So I got it to a point where that moss is holding together. I just don't know if we're going to lose all that light color. It's going. It's going pretty quick. Hey Dave, how you doing? This is a piece of Sam's Mexican. So we did do this, Dave, while you're here. That was the Natrolite that came from Jeff. Really odd material to work on. Really odd. So it's solid when you hit it straight, flat side. It's pretty hard. But as soon as you start sort of doing a dome on it, it softens out really quick. So yeah, I got Jeff's stuff in. Everything was there. Thank you so much, Dave. Mosquito net. I did have a couple of questions on a couple of pieces of turquoise. I'll get with you on that. I do sound a little muffled. I do have a mask on, so. I'm trying to keep a little bit of this light color. All that light color is disappearing. Look at that. And this dark is coming in. So, you take all the moss off? Might have to. Might have to. If you guys don't know Lapidary Day, just head over to his channel and give him a quick subscribe. I don't think you'll regret it. I've never regretted it, and I've been subscribed for like 5 years now. I'm hoping Dave, I believe Dave's taking a little bit of a break right now. Been doing a lot of sales. And maybe we'll see him playing a little bit of his music as well. Yeah. He might be taking us all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, all the light's gone. I got a little bit over here. Look at the neons coming out. So, I think we're going to try the next wheel. So I made that whole top of that stone disappear. I didn't. The formation of the stone made it. I made it had to leave. Had to go bye-bye. So being that this was stabilized, I can't imagine how soft that top was to begin with. And unfortunately all that light's gone, so we're just going to keep bringing it down. And this is my exercise for the day. I'm sort of pulling from the middle to the outside, changing how hard I'm touching when I get to the edge, and then rolling the stone around as we go. Yeah, sorry, it's a shame. But it happens. And you never know, maybe there's something more exciting underneath, so. It is getting low. Alright, I'm going to take it all the way down. Because I can feel where the stone hardens up. Rather than taking it little by little, I might as well get rid of it. We tried to keep it, but not this time. Wow. Look, it's just crumbling off the top here. I gotta take all that off. It's all gotta go. All gotta go. Let's go. It's gonna get really thin. It's gotta go. Yeah, no. It's gonna get down pretty thin. And then hopefully... Ah, there it goes. Ah. Wow. Think. Alright, change of plan. I gotta change this completely. I am... Go back one. So stuff happens. I'm just go back one here, see if I can reshape it. And then I'm gonna change plans on this. That's unfortunate though. I think it did, yes. Man. So, let me see this. I don't know if we're going to save. We might make this one disappear completely. We'll see. Absolutely, so. And it's all reading the stone. You know, I looked at that line earlier, I wasn't too worried about it. But as the stone got more wet, the sort of mossy area became sort of more gritty and less stable. So now, made this into a tiny little disc. I may reshape it completely just to get something out of it. Let's see. Hi everybody. Hi Carol. So, how do we save this? So I think I'm going to use the back now. kind of reshaped it a little bit. But I gotta make sure it's stable. So I haven't made a whole stone disappear, maybe ever. This might be a first. This was a chunk this big, and we've gone through the whole thing. Or I've gone through the whole thing. Alright, so let me see. Completely changed what I was doing. I've reshaped it. And now what was going to be the face is going to be the back. And I'm going to see if I can save something out of the back. I should have just kept this maybe as a specimen. Yeah, thumbs up, Desiree. It all really helps. Doesn't cost anybody anything. I don't get to see who gave me a thumbs up and who didn't, or who gave me a thumbs down or who didn't. All it does is show that some people are watching, and it helps push the channel out, or it helps push the live out a little bit. So, much appreciated when you do that. I think I got $1 and I need $11.12 to get to my next check from YouTube. So this is the side I'm going to try and go for now. I'm a little worried about this area here, but you know, going to try and save it. And I might have to back it. I gotta be careful doing this because we just broke it. Okay, it's much smoother. Getting really thin. So yeah, I've had one check from YouTube in history for $113. And I will be getting my second one, I guess, at the end of June. Oh dear, yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Going. And that's why you should back them. Alright. Big piece is now in my tray. That's that gone. That's alright. What are we going to work on next? We can do a piece of green. I'm going to do a piece of green. This is definitely stabilized. Yeah, so I think that's the first one ever that I've actually made completely disappear. Move on to the next one here. Yeah, I should make my own little block. Alright, I'm going to flatten this out. Pressing pretty hard. So some of these pieces I got from Sam, and you know, he puts them into blocks, and some of them he just doesn't use because he's got so much of them. But then I think maybe in that last case, that piece was just a little too crumbly for him. If anybody's ever interested, let me get back this up. Oh, it's in the bottom there. Yeah, if you're ever interested in a cab that I make That's my email down the bottom. Just reach out. Take a screenshot of the stone. Oh, green, good. Let's move over a little bit. And I think, hopefully by the end of the weekend, I'll cross that 400 mark on the subscribers. I will be going live again on Sunday. Look at the colors in this one. That's just the back. A little bit more of that hole out of the back. Yeah, those little pieces go to the elves. Alright, I'm going to start bringing this in from the edge. I have zero idea what kind of shape this is going to be. Thanks for the thumbs up there. Alright. I'm looking for my shape. When I'm looking for the shape, I have to see how high the girdle can go up. So you see where it's going to round there maybe. I've got a little undercut here I got to worry about. A little, well, that's pretty good right there. Pretty high right there. So really it's just this undercutting on this end. So I'm going to take that off right there. Right. Yeah, that's coming up. Funky shape. I think we're going to have another cutting session outside. I don't know if we'll do it Sunday or next Thursday, but we're going to do another outside cutting session. I got some nice agates that came in. And we'll probably do several different types of agate. I still got to finish up those commissions I was given. I really just got one to go, the Larimar piece. I think that's coming off. If I don't take that off, it's kind of a funky bean. Might still be a bean. But I'd rather have a bean be a bean than a funky bean. Take that off. Yeah, and I got a few more boulder opals to open up. Yellow nuts may or may not have opal in them. We've been successful with one. I mean, the other ones have beautiful patterns in. And then we've had a couple of yellow nuts that just had voids in the middle. So the potential's there. And then I want to cut this piece. Where is it? I do want to get this piece cut. We're not doing it today. It gets so mucky. But maybe next weekend. And then Freckle Cat and I are going to go find some water next weekend as well. And now that I've heard there's turquoise around here, which I'm still not quite sure I believe, I might have to do some creek walks. Hey, Koa, how are you? How's the weather treating on the other side of the country? Let's do the top. Let's bring this down real quick. Let's bring it down. Just go get a tile saw. Get a tile saw with a tile cutting sintered blade on it. And make sure the blade is soft. Is smooth all the way around. No sharp edges. No holes in the blade. I don't know how the neighbors will feel. Mine are pretty good about it. And I usually warn them as well, which is, they're like, we don't even hear it. Okay. Alright. Still looks like a bean. Like it really looks like a bean. How do we unbean it? How do we take the bean out of this? Maybe it just stays a bean. No. Alright, now I see it. Okay. Took me a while to see it, but I think I've seen it now. Let's see it. Getting there. I like the greens in the bottom left here. I don't know if you can see that streaking in here. Let me unbean it. Like, I'd rather get rid of stone and unbean it, stop it from looking like a bean or Tic Tac. Some people don't mind Tic Tac shapes. I'm not a huge fan. Sometimes you can't avoid it, so. Alright, now we're looking better. That's got to come in a little. Right there. That's better. It's not great. Let's move over. I think we're having a rough evening. Start bringing it down at 45. I think I get introduced to my new boss next week. That'll be interesting. Oh, I'll have to check it out. I have not seen it. Did it just today? I've had so many cool emails about inspiring people to work on stone or to start a channel. All right. I'm excited to see that. I wonder if I can see it behind me. I'll wait until after tell. Thank you. I know you've got material to work on, so that's cool. Alright, we're getting there. Getting there. A little bit under my thumb jutting out at me. And then I have Soul Adventurous. You don't know Soul or Cheryl, go over to Soul Adventurous. She's been selling a lot of petrified woods lately. And I know she sent some stuff for Freckle Cat's kids at school. So I'm looking forward to that. Who else can I mention? No, there's John Ross. So John Ross provided me with quite a few slabs. And if ever you need slab material, if you want to get a quick screenshot, this is a great place to start. At jvross65@yahoo.com. Has some great slabs, fantastic prices, and he cuts them really well because he doesn't cut them too thin. He cuts nice sort of 8mm slabs, which is a great place to start. You can get a higher dome out of them. Structurally, they stay together better, especially if they have any fractures in them. But he's got all kinds of materials. Some materials that we don't see on our other sources that we have on YouTube. So yeah, jvross65@yahoo.com. Alright, this is smoothing out. That's a fine color. I don't know how to take it. It's hard for me. It really is. Let's put this. But I take it's quite the honor to be told that color. It really is. It means I'm doing something right. Having the few purchases that I've had lately, the couple of commissions that I've had lately, it all helps. Channel's going really well. I had Star last night doing her unboxing or unflighting with the pigeons of the giveaway that we did. So Ko was another one that we did a giveaway to. I think he might have been the first. And Star and her, she did my little motto. I've been saying that motto now. I don't even know where it came from. But I've been saying it on my channel for like 4 or 5 years now. I guess 4 years. So starting August will really be when I started to put content up. So when I get to sort of end of July, beginning of August, I started putting content up more frequently and going live. We're at 90 lives today. So 10 more to go. I'm hoping to get 10 more lives in before the beginning of August, maybe middle of August. And that should bring me around to my sort of what I consider my year anniversary of going live. Alright, look at the greens that came out in here. Take a quick closer look. Look at those. Like splotches of paint. That's really neat. I like that. I mean, I'm almost at 20, I guess, hopefully by the end of the weekend I'll get to 2,400. And then we will be on a march down to that 2,500. And that'll be my next goal. And then I think it's time definitely to start memberships and just see what happens next year. And the growth itself just inspires me to continue doing what I'm doing. I got a lot of material to cut through. Alright, well, I'm pretty happy with that. Still needs a little bit of shaping down here, right there. So I found now that I'm selling stones, if I see a little flaw in them that I don't like, I have to fix it. We'll polish it up one last time. And I've never been a perfectionist ever. ever in anything that I do, but I'm finding for some reason cutting rocks, I'm a little more inclined to fix the tiny little details that maybe other people don't see. Alright, very happy with that. Let's take a quick picture of that one. Okay. So that's 2. We had 3. So just imagine there's a nice dark green one in between. Yeah, it's nice. It's probably an inch, by a little over half an inch. Yeah, my hands are not the smallest hands in the world. They're not the biggest hands in the world, but they're not the smallest. What's next? Let's see. Got all kinds of chunks over here. I've got that one to do. That one's the broken one. That one's good. I need a decent piece of material here. What have I got? That's green. Let's take a look in here. Let's have a look in here. Let's have a look. There's some Varisites. So, that's not for today. Oh, there it is. Let's have a look in here. We'll look in this bag. Somewhere in here, I got a little piece of turquoise. So this is some new Kingman that I got in. Look at the color on this. That's some pretty color right there. Here we go. Let's do this piece. Not sure if it was Skyfire or not. A little funky on the angles. A really pretty blue in the middle of there. Not going to be the biggest stone. Let's see. Which way are we going? So I'm trying to read the stone. It's got a slight curvature already. This way. It's undercut this way. So I'm going to try and flatten some of this off. sort of this little ledge right there. I'm going to try and flatten that off to get the back flat, and then I might have something on the dome to work with. Let's bring this down. I think this may be natural, so I've got to be careful. I gotta get a picture because I gotta ask Dave what this one was. Excuse me 1 second. So there and there. And then here we go. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, it's gonna be pretty if I can figure out how to cut this really thin. Got to take all that thin off. It's unfortunately cut this way, so I got to bring this over this way. I'm gonna lose some of this space as I go around. Let's bring this in. Hi everybody. If you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. I just appreciate you being here in the first place, actually. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I'm gonna start pushing less. I might have to back this. So I think we're going to do a quick cleanup on this one. Look at that. No, that's okay because that's just matrix. But I think it's trying to tell me something. So I'm going to do a very slight shaping of this, and then I'm going to have to back it. If I want to save something out of it. It's a beautiful blue. I'm pressing really softly. I'm turning it really slowly as well. So I've got to remind myself to. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. Let's see if we can do it. I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see. I have an apron on that somebody made me. No, you can't see it, but it says RocksAlot, and it says number 1, start slowly. So I gotta listen to number 1, start slowly. Here's a wiggle waggle. And then of course, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourself. So, I gotta listen to number 1. I keep forgetting number 1 today. And I'm pressing too hard. And it's making me break my stones. So, definitely have to Listen to the apron. I'm the one that said it, but Crackle Cat was the nicest one. The nice one to actually put it onto an apron. It was part of my Christmas presents. And having gone through that first stone that broke, having cracked off a little piece of this one today, I guess I say things for a reason. They're not just for you guys, they're for myself as well. So, gotta listen to my own reminders. And shoot, in this case, I'm wearing the dang thing, so, right? Alright, I'm going to make a decision is what I'm going to do. You see it's a little crackly wackly here. See how that chip is? If I press on it too hard, it could chip, crack all the way through here. Let's see if I can blend it out. Really soft, and I'm going really soft. The material's fairly hard. It's just natural, and I definitely need to put a backing on it. And the backing doesn't take anything away from the stone. It just gives it a longer life. I need a bit of a backing, I think. All right. So we're not even going to do 3 wheels on this one. If I start blending that over, I'm gonna break it. Just going over this one, just finish the back off, and then we're going to call it on this one. Whew. Yeah, it's going to be a really beautiful piece, but that's where we're going to have to leave it for right now. And I'm okay with it. Let's see if we can get a little bit of light's good. A little picture. Okay. So let's put that one to the side. What's underneath here? I don't know, maybe we'll get something out of this. I don't know. This was a little bit of that dark Kingman that we did last week. I think it was last week. I really liked it. It was a really dark Kingman. You don't see that color Kingman that often. It's just a little cut off. Maybe I can make a little ring out of the ring stone out of this. Or I could just make it disappear. Ooh, the Kingman smell. So Crackle Cat was laughing at me because not laughing at me, she was actually complimenting me, I should say. I can tell different turquoises by the different stabilization processes. Which I guess is a talent. Let's do a little bit of that. There we go. Okay. Get my mask back on. Welcome all you guys in. Thanks for being here. Just gonna try and get something in here. Make sure I got enough water going on there. There we go. So So they're both very important, the mask and the water. I don't know which is more important. I think trying to keep the particles from going up in the air is really important. I think I'm going to do a quick shaping on this, and then I may end up packing this one too. Not so much for the stability of it, more of the height. Yeah, definitely for the height. So let me see, where are we going to go? We're going to go... hoping I'm going to be able to bring a little bit of that color out the top. Let's see. Whew. Height right there. A little more height right here. When I mean height with what I'm doing, I mean I'm bringing the girdle in to give it a little bit more height. Because I bring the girdle in from the side, because of the dome, it's natural dome, it starts heightening the top of that edge as you bring it in. So yes, the face gets smaller, but the stone gets more stable. And it gives you something to set the bezel with. The bezel has to be able to grab hold of something. Alright. Well, not the highest little girdle. Let's see if I can get anything. Really thin right now, all the way around. Really thin right there. Not too bad over here. I'm going to start taking this down a little bit off the top and see if we can get any color to pop out the top. Pop a top. And I think the reason I haven't, so I would normally I'd bring this in, this little chunk right here, but I know the color's under there. I don't know if it comes through the top, but we're going to see. Let's do a little rounding off the top here. Not going to be a high dome or anything. Ooh, that's thin. I don't think this one will snap, but you never know. Starting slow, doing the wiggle waggle. Now we'll see if my guess is right, or if it's just nothing. So it's sort of like a mini reveal almost. And this was just a little end piece. I don't know if you guys remember the stone from about a week and a half ago, 10 days ago. And this is just a little offcut from that. Alright. So you have not seen it, I haven't seen it. I don't see any color popping there. Give it a quick wash off. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. But it's not on this end, so I can bring that in. I'm going to bring that in. Right there. because it's getting so small. Let's move over one. Yeah. I have some other pieces. I don't know, honestly, Desiree, I don't know if I've had nuggety pieces that I can leave rough on the top, but I don't think I've ever had like that little tower, like that stone that you got. Not quite where it's sort of that natural formation on it. And I left it high enough, one, it can go in a really high bezel, and I also put the girdle on it so the bezel wire can wrap around the edge on the girdle. But I left it high enough that if should you ever want to, because yours is like this high up there, like that high, and you could always cab it over if you wanted. I wouldn't do it, but that's what's great about that piece, is actually it gives you the options later on. When you're a pro lapidarist, and I'm watching you to see how you're doing your stuff so I can learn from you. Got some blues in it, some funky blues. Wish that funky blue came to the top. I think we're going to leave it like that until I can get it onto a dot stick. So for a little cut-off piece, that's pretty cool. A little bit more. Even though the stone's getting smaller, I'm getting a better shape out of it. I'm taking in some of the dark and bringing it over here so that that light blue pops. Plus there's a little blue in there too. Actually wisps through the whole thing there. Pretty neat. Yeah. Very cute. Cute is good. Like Toby cute. Oh, maybe that's what I do with it. Maybe that becomes a little Toby stone. Maybe. Yeah, no Toby. Let me see if I can find Toby. I think I can. Let's see what I got on here. Let's go green screen. Alright. Here's Toby. Doink. Doink. That's a little guy right there. That's Toby. He's like 8 pounds. This is our other buddy. That is the largest priority male you can get, and he fits about maybe 2/3 in there. And these are the ones that Star purchased. Really good taste. She's got the shout down there, the agate, the stick agate, and the really nice dark turquoise up in the corner there. What else have we got? And if you know some of Dave's and Tim's Variscite, I took this picture today. This is probably the top grade, and it looks very similar to the stuff that Tim and Brandy had, but this one is sitting in the Smithsonian. This also came from, that's cool, Desiree. Tierra. That's a really nice name. So yeah, look out for a few pieces of Variscite that I have. I don't know if they're quite that quality, but they're pretty distinctive like that too. So I'm really looking forward to cutting those with you. And that's it. And then, let's get off the green screen. Let's go this way, think. And then, he just wanted to say hi real quick. He heard his name, and he's still cute. Hi, cutie. He's sleepy. Yeah. All right, buddy. That's the family. Alright, I gotta get this in here without losing you guys. Hold on. Hold on. Trying to get you back. Oh, almost did it. Yeah. But there we go. There we go. Alright, sorry for the sidetrack. Kiera. That's a really nice name, Desiree. You know what? Just because it's here. What else we got? Do I have? Oh, well. I don't know if this is... Oh, why not? You know what? Why not? Let's do it. Here we go. This will be the last one today. I just got this in. Whew. But I want to cut it too. Nope, that one's going to have to wait. That's going to have to wait. So I'm looking at some Variscite, and we will do this one. But we need to do it on the saw as well. So let me show you this beautiful piece. So, it's actually a really nice nugget. So it's got the chert on the back here, and it's thicker over this edge. So I'm hoping, and you see where that little Y is? I'm hoping to sort of cut through there, just that edge off. Maybe even cut that piece in two, and then have that big piece. But then it's such a nice little, it's like somebody dropped it from a 10-story building, and it just sort of went splutch. I really like it. Actually, I haven't even seen this wet. Let's see what happens. Oh wow. Okay. So this has a lot of potential to it. Look at that. We'll do that probably Sunday. So we might do a little bit of saw work on Sunday. Alright, I need to find at least one more to do here. Let's see how this new Kingman cuts. I need to find a flat piece. Hey, Steven. How you doing? Well, Toby just came in, so maybe that's what brought you in there. It's not me. So this is another little splitcher. Kingman, treated, stabilized. Let me put that back in there. So this, we will do this piece just to see how it works out. Very thin. I might back at it another time. It might have a little bit of pyrite in there. So this is going to be my test piece to see if I need to back it all. It's pretty thin. I mean, it's probably 2 millimeters on that side, and I'm going to have to back it, or I don't know. So I could back it with JB Weld, just be done, and just forget about the back. Or I could back it with like a piece of quartz that you could see through, or another thin piece of jasper. So I could back that with anything, but I just want to see how hard it is and what I need to do with the rest of the pieces that I have in that bag. Just doing a quick test, sound test. Pressing, not pressing hard. I got to remember it's really thin, so because it's so thin, I will go through it quicker. I'm just going to round that up. And really, some of these pieces I could just polish and hang them as nuggets. So this is a little bit go on this side. The black coming out, which is usually the pyrite or hematite, some sort of metal. Really thin right here. So, depending on the hardness of the stone, with a really hard, non-brittle stone, I can get down to 2 millimeters. If it's a stabilized stone, if it's stabilized in the correct manner and there aren't too many like deep fractures in it, I can get away with like 2 to 3 millimeters. After that, anything softer than like a 6, you're going to have to back or have a thickness to it or have it stabilized. So, alright, let's see the color on this edge. It's gorgeous. So I wish this piece was like 10 millimeters thick, because that webbing's fantastic. So, in saying that, we are going to change wheels, and I'm just going to take the top skin off, because I'm going to end up having to back this for height, not for stability. The only thing I'll be backing it for is literally to give it height, because you see the angle, so I'm going to have to get another stone, thinner on this side, thicker on this side, make a sammy sandwich, and we will make a sandwich of maybe something like this. Yeah, maybe a picture jasper. So you have this, the turquoise on one side and the picture jasper on the other. This is Deschutes. This is pretty good stuff. But yeah. Yeah, so this is treated. They don't dye it. It is, I think Dave was trying to explain it the other day. The bluer the blue, the more copper it has in it. I don't believe this is dyed blue. I'm pretty positive it's not. In fact, I will do a alcohol test on this with some acetone and a Q-tip, and you just rub it on there, and if the blue comes off on your Q-tip, you didn't get the whole story. Alright, let's do it. I'm going to do this side really just a little bit. You can see that webbing come out. I'm pressing so softly. Okay. Look at that. Wow. And this Kingman was a little more expensive. Hey, Betty. We should all meet from across the world and go see Betty up on the west coast. We'll drive up in like 12 caravans. Look at the color on that. Look at that. So I am going to get in this area. Not right now. Because when I do back it with something else, not only is it going to thicken up the stone, but I'm going to have to fill that in a little bit with something, some sort of epoxy or JB Weld or something. That'll just fill in, and then we'll have a stone, and then this will probably end up being the top right here. And yeah, I'm going to do it on the other wheel, just a little bit softer. Thank you all for being here. Pretty kind of you. We're out here, what, 2 hours already, and it's flown by, to tell you the truth. And it's been one of those a mix of successes and failures. Only one major failure. And that's the fun of it, actually. And then learning how to read a stone to figure out what you need to do to stop a failure from happening when you're cutting it. Sometimes you need to do things, sometimes you don't. And sometimes you do it even though you don't need to do it. So a lot of people just back all their stones. I like to cut around it, but that's just me. Alright. We're going to take a peek at that. Oh my goodness, look at that. Mind your eyes. Wow. That's insane. Yeah, that's insane. So I'm going to leave that like that. Like I said, I'll probably back it. Let's do that one. That one. I really feel like we should do one more. Look at the difference in colors we got here. So Kingman, this is a Gaspiite, and this is the Natrolite. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then we've got where's the other piece? Oh, where'd the little one go? No, we have 4. Up did. So we had 4 and then 1 blow up. Oh, pretty neat. So I was showing earlier, Steve, the history lesson. You want the history readout? I can give you the history readout if anybody else wants to listen. So I think I'm going to call it that quits anyway. So let's turn that off. And so this was the Natrolite. It came from Jeff Hill. It comes from Indonesia, and basically it's from sort of volcanic lava, and then once the volcanic lava cools down, it leaves little pockets, and then this fills up the voids. Some people have been calling it like the new Pink Larimar, but it is not a pectolite. Yeah, so I'm pretty much right. So it says Pink Natrolite originated from volcanic basalt formations in Java. I don't know why I like saying Java. Java, Indonesia. As lava cooled, gas pockets formed within the rock. Over time, mineral-rich fluids entered these cavities, allowing fibrous Natrolite crystals to grow outward in radiant patterns from central points. So these little pockets are called eyes. But yeah, so it has little sprays of formation, sort of radiating patterns. So it is similar in that manner to Larimar. This is Larimar. This is one of my favorite specimens. It is similar in that this is a volcanic area where they find it in Dominican Republic. But then you also had the asteroid that hit in the middle of the Gulf. And when it did that, it burnt a lot of shit down. Oh, excuse me. It burnt a lot of stuff down. And when that happened, so this is actually a petrified palm pseudomorph, the Larimar, this piece. So this outside is actually bark. And it all got carbonized, and then the insides got filled up with the pectolite. So yeah, so it is similar, and it has sort of these sprays, pectolite sprays out. Larimar is not the easiest thing to cut because it will break down these lines. And then this was similar. The odd thing about cutting this one was it's very hard if you press down flat on it, but as soon as I turned it on an angle, it tore through this stone really quick. So having that sort of engineered structure formation, you know, it's almost like hexagons or triangles, giving it support. So it's supported this way, but as soon as you went off that plane right there, it got really, really soft. So yeah, I don't know, I learned about it, so why not share it on. I know Dave had talked about it a little bit, and so yeah, so cool. 4 little stones, really nice little ones, and we've got a few little things to do with them to get them to the next 3 wheels, and we'll do that next time we're out here. Oh, well, we got this one halfway down too. This one's natural, so it was a little bit softer, and I definitely need to back it. So pretty cool. All right, everybody, we hit 2 hours. I'm gonna be back on Sunday. Like I said earlier, somehow supposedly there's turquoise around here, supposedly, which I've never heard that in all the years that I've lived here. So maybe we'll be going out on a little creek walk, and I can take you guys with me. I just got to figure out how to take you guys along without falling in the water. And maybe we can find some limestone formations and some phosphate lines, and maybe a little piece of turquoise, because I'll be amazed if I could find turquoise local. That'd be fantastic. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Love you guys for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. If you haven't thumbs it up yet, hit it on the way out if you would. It really helps. And like I said, I'll be back probably about 2 o'clock on Sunday. And you guys have a great weekend. So we'll see you Sunday. In the meantime, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourselves. Cheers now. Bye, Car. Bye, little Car. All right, perfect timing. See you guys. Thank you so much. Cheers now.